What you gonna do, brothers, when Fog Wrestling comes running wild on you with 25 reasons why Hulk Hogan rules? Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Normally when we're doing 25 reasons, it's because somebody sucks in current wrestling. 100% sucks. But today we're talking about a GOAT. Potentially the GOAT. The greatest of all time. Hulk Hogan. A guy that certainly did not suck. Been a while now. It's been a few weeks since Hulk Hogan passed away. Still sad. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, Terry Bolla. And I guess this is our version of a tribute to the Hulkster.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, discussing the Hulkster's career and many reasons here. I just wish he was still with us, but sadly that's not the case. But here, we will pay tribute to him right here on Fog Wrestling today. Could have did 250 reasons, man. Could have did 2,000 reasons, but 25 will do.
Yeah, 25 is more than enough, and I mean, well, you're not even trying to scratch the surface here. 25 reasons just pops off your head when you're thinking of Hulk Hogan, because the guy was that good, the guy was that influential, the guy was that important in the history of professional wrestling. So, with that said, let's just get into reason number one, and one of the biggest things that I think we all liked about Hulk Hogan. One, he was a real American, not just by name, wasn't just something he called himself, wasn't just catchy, wasn't just in his entrance theme. The guy was a real American. He was a patriot, and we've seen that certainly towards the end of his life. The guy standing up, when you take a shot at my president, and he's ripping, come on, what a scene that was. Him and Donald Trump, him being defiant, standing up for America, loving his country, a patriotic man. That, to me, I think that's the most important thing. You can argue what somebody does in the wrestling business, you can argue their success, but, if you're a shit human being, then to me, that's going to kind of tarnish your legacy. That's going to, if you're like a weak man, that's going to affect how I think of you. But Hulk Hogan certainly was not a weak man. He was a real man, and he was a real American.
And I think the biggest credit you can give to this guy is, you think of countries on the earth, you think of America, Hulk Hogan's one of the first guys I think of. And considering America is considered, the holy grail, the biggest country in the world, it's the superpower, it's the president's always like the leader of the free world. Movies, TV shows, entertainment, you name it, it's all America.
And look at the Americans that have come out and paid huge tributes to Hulk Hogan. Donald Trump, JD Vance, Ron DeSantis. So, you've got all those guys coming out because Hulk Hogan, he was a huge American. There's no doubt about that. Even Florida have named the day that Hulk Hogan died. I think it's the 1st of August now, the day after. It's going to be known as the Hulk Hogan Day.
Yeah.
So,
which is a great tribute.
Yeah, and listen, for you to get a day named after you, you have to be big, you have to be important.
And he was big and he was important, and it just shows you the magnitude, the impact this guy had on Americans and also people in Florida.
Absolutely, right. Reason number two, iconic catchphrases. When it comes to catchphrases, does anybody have any more iconic ones than Hulk Hogan? I'm not too sure. What you gonna do, brother? Say your prayers, take your vitamins, Hulkamania, running wild. Just so many catchphrases this guy came out with, and we're talking iconic ones as well. Ones that will be remembered for the end of time. Not just ones that sounded cool, not just ones that you would say to your friends if you're trying to act funny, but we've got legit iconic catchphrases that will just never be forgotten.
Here, another one, too sweet. Too sweet for the NWO. Hogan, Nash and Hall coming up with that. That's a great one. You've also got the whole, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Slick, brother. Brother. Anybody that says the word brother, I think of Hulk Hogan. Literally.
Absolutely.
He's that word. It's like, it's a word to describe a sibling, but yeah, you think of Hulk Hogan more than anything.
The Pythons.
Yeah, the 26-inch Pythons, brother. Patriot, what a guy, and
run wild on you.
It's hard enough to get one catchphrase over, but this guy got about 10 over.
Is it any coincidence that if you look at the top tier of wrestlers, you look at the people who are on the Mount Rushmore and are the greatest of all time, they do have all the catchphrases?
No, absolutely.
Whether it be Hogan, Rock, Austin.
And here, this guy This guy got a catchphrase over that he didn't say on TV. That don't work for me, brother. I mean, that shows you're fucking over here. Never said it on TV.
Arguably his biggest catchphrase.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to me, it's no coincidence that the very top stars of all time, the Mount Rushmore level guys, they're the guys that have all the most memorable catchphrases.
No, absolutely. And you can
Name me a catchphrase that Sami Zayn's got,
you
or
can't-
Johnny Gargano's got. It's no happening. Couldn't tell you anything those guys have said.
Yeah, and that
Apart from
is
Sami Zayn bitching about the Middle East, that's it. And that's not a catchphrase, that's just him being a weak little fucking
I've
crybaby.
achieved it all in this business. I've got nothing left to prove, even though I've done nothing.
Don't make men like Hogan anymore, and they don't make catchphrases like Hulk Hogan's anymore. Reason number 3, WrestleMania 18 versus The Rock. Icon versus icon. Arguably the biggest match, I think, in wrestling history. Now, there's certainly others, but you can make a good case that this is the biggest and most iconic match. And I don't really recall up until this point. Yeah, there was huge matches with huge stars, but this one felt different.
No, it did. It truly did feel like Icon versus. I mean, we've got the 18 DVD over there, and it's got Icon versus Icon.
There's just matches that feel different. Like this one, I think Cena versus Rock 1 just had a different feel than many matches before it. Certain matches just feel on a different stratosphere.
The crowd,
And this is certainly one of them.
when he hulked up, the ending, the fact that they had to switch roles during the match. Here, even the build to it, right? The build does get forgotten, but the NWO wiped out The Rock in an ambulance. You had Rock and Austin against the NWO on a fucking episode of Raw.
And another thing, Hogan was the heel in this match, right? And it was in Canada. So it's not like, oh, it's just because Hulk Hogan's this real American. I mean, this was in Canada as well. Hulk Hogan went in as the heel, and he literally had 90% of the audience cheering for him. And he's against The Rock. It's not like he's against a jabroni here. He's against one of the most popular wrestlers of all time, and he had 90% of the arena chanting for him,
I tell you what,
despite being the heel.
I think it saved WrestleMania 18, because I don't think it's, without this match, man, it is literally nothing special to me when you look at that block of Manias.
No, absolutely.
Without it, I couldn't imagine it.
I think it's sandwiched in between two of the best Manias of all time.
Yeah. No,
But I tell you what, this match is worthy of being on any WrestleMania.
Yep. Just it should have been offensive.
You could argue this. You could argue this match is the best thing across those 3 Manias.
Yeah.
As good as Mania 17 was, and as good as many standout moments as there was, you could argue this is the best thing across all 3 of those Manias. Hell, across any WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Icon versus icon, no word of a lie. It legitimately felt that way. 2 eras colliding.
Something that if you were inside that arena, man, you'll never forget. In the Sky Dome, brother.
Skydome. Reason number 4. Hogan versus Andre, WrestleMania 3. That slam will never be forgotten. History making.
I just think growing up, right? Obviously not in the 80s, but you get the promo package before it. The Raw, SmackDown, whatever. And that is like the first, not remember the old intro? You get the Hogan slamming Andre, and welcome to WrestleMania, McMahon. You got Michaels coming down the zip line, but that one always stood out. And yeah, WrestleMania 1 and 2 is massive, right? And there is massive moments from it, but this slam, it's a slam heard around the world.
And here, there's been big slams. We've seen Kane slam the Great Khali at WrestleMania. We've seen Cena do a double FU to Big Show and Edge, but nothing compares to this.
No.
We've seen Nash powerbomb the Giant, but this just stands ahead of all of them.
No, absolutely. And I've heard some people try and like discredit it by saying, oh, he was slammed before this. But what you got, I mean, this is WrestleMania, and it's Hogan slamming Andre. It's not just the fact that Andre got slammed, it's who's slamming Andre.
Yeah, and
the pinnacle of Wrestle fucking
the stage that he's been slammed on. Oh, maybe Andre was slammed in front of 1,500 people or something like that in a non-televised event by some jabroni.
In Marseille.
But who gave a shit, honestly?
Exactly. We only cared about this. It was great. Phenomenal. And
if people cared about the other slam, it would be known more. It would be it would be common knowledge that this happened and it would get talked about. If people cared so much about a previous slam on Andre, then this slam wouldn't have meant nothing. Yeah. But this slam meant everything.
It's the most iconic moment of the 80s, and in terms of overall, it's fucking easily top 5. Can't really dispute that. It's so hard to get. I mean, this isn't me bashing the move, but it's a generic move. In order to get a generic move over into like the top 5 moments of wrestling history, you've done a fucking good job.
Yeah, I mean, look at the super kick. Everybody can do one. Everybody today does do one.
Yeah.
But there's only one super kick people care about. It's the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. So yeah, and there's only one slam. When it comes to a slam, it's essentially a scoop slam, but here, this was more than just any scoop slam. This is one of the biggest moments in wrestling history, and a moment that will never be forgotten. And again, I think it just goes to show you the magnitude of Hulk Hogan, the fact that this slam on Andre is so memorable and so big as it was. So yeah, the slam on Andre, WrestleMania 3. Reason number 5, 33 million viewers. Hogan versus Andre, just unfathomable. See, you cannot imagine how wrestling can go from 33 million viewers to what we have today. An insane amount.
Yeah, it's like speechless talking about it because it will never be replicated. I would argue it can't be, especially within an American audience. Like, yeah, we always talk about Netflix, it's worldwide, they really should do better numbers, but even 33 million worldwide would be an incredible number to crack. But this was just in America. You know, this is fucking insane. On a Saturday.
You're talking, like, almost... And there was a lot of... Meltzer's tried to discredit this, right? This wasn't the day of only fucking 4 channels. Like, you still had, like, cable back then. So, yeah, this is insane. You're talking... If you factor in the population of America, and if you separate it into households, you would have had probably like at least a quarter. I would say at least a quarter, maybe more, maybe like 30% of people in America watching this match at that time.
Because see, Meltzer is a complete loser, right?
All the other things you can be doing, all the other things you could watch, all the outside activities, events, parties you could be attending. And there was like one point where you had like over a quarter of the American households viewing this match.
Yeah, but say there was 4 channels, right? It doesn't take away from it for me, because 33 million people is still an insane amount of fucking people to tune in. But say there was 4 channels a day and they slapped New Japan Pro Wrestling on one of the 4. You trying to tell me it's going to draw 33 million? Of course they're not going to draw 33 million. The fact that drew 33 million is down to Hogan and Andre.
Here,
and McMahon putting the show on.
If there was only one channel and New Japan was on it, I'd switch off and go and walk the dog. So wouldn't get my view.
Exactly, man. So, see Dave Meltzer, see for a guy that claims he loves the wrestling business, there's a fucking lot to bury it. Especially the good stuff.
No, because it fits his narrative. He just wants to bury Hogan because he...
they didn't put it on the map.
Yeah. In his eyes, Japan's the greatest thing ever.
He wouldn't be smelling Tanahashi's fucking shampoo, man, if it wasn't for the HULKSTER, right?
Yeah. So yeah, 33 million viewers will never be done again. Just an insane... We're talking Super Bowl. That beats a lot of Super Bowls. So that's when you know... Everyone talks about, Super Bowl's the most watched show in the world every single year. Well, I want to go back to this year. Because I think 33 million could have beat it. Because I've seen a lot of Super Bowls do less than 33 million.
I mean, to put it in perspective, you're looking at like how many months of Raw on Netflix worldwide would you need just to fucking add up to 33 million? An insane amount.
A lot.
Like
so
16.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hogan truly was like... We're talking one of the biggest stars of all time, and not just in wrestling.
Yeah.
Talking worldwide. Reason number 6, Hogan transcended wrestling. He turned it into this mainstream thing. Hulk Hogan was pop culture, and he helped turn wrestling into pop culture. And wrestling got into other avenues because of Hulk Hogan. It did become more mainstream. The entertainment level. It's just a fact. Without Hulk Hogan, wrestling just wasn't that big, and it was like this small niche of guys in tights fake wrestling. I mean, it fucking was. I don't care. Oh, Loose Fest or the Bruno Sammartino. And what did those guys do? Let's not pretend.
The 33 million proves that.
Yeah, let's not pretend that wrestling was as big as it was. But Hulk Hogan was the guy that truly took it into this new era. But before then, professional wrestling was like in its own little bubble. Hulk Hogan burst out that bubble and took wrestling into other avenues and took wrestling into other areas of life.
No, here, he did.
And entertainment.
And the ratings, I mean, Lou Fez and guys like that, here, back when there probably was only like 3 channels, they weren't getting 33 million. Without Hulk Hogan, God knows what they're doing. I mean, the guy did try send. I mean, he went into movies, entertainment, TV shows. The guy was fucking plastered everywhere. Because people wanted him. And that's what happens. See, when 33 million people tune in to watch you, people are going to... That's more than your wee wrestling bubble. That is mainstream. That's a definition of mainstream.
Just look at wrestling before Hogan and look at wrestling after Hogan.
Yeah.
And he's the common denominator here.
Aye. No, absolutely.
Before Hogan, wrestling was just this little thing. This little niche thing. Wrestling. After Hulk Hogan, it was literally worldwide. Known by everybody, and it was cool, and people wanted to talk about wrestling. In the entertainment world, wrestling was getting more noticeable. It was getting more exposure, and then that's all down to Hulk Hogan. Talk shows, wrestlers appearing on talk shows. Now, yeah, there's been a lot of wrestlers that helped with that, but Hulk Hogan was the guy that really got things rolling.
Yeah, and the ball didn't stop rolling when he was still wrestling. Put it that way.
Absolutely not. Reason number 7. Massive celebrity. When we're talking, I mean massive. Arguably one of the most famous guys in the world in the 80s and 90s. Hands down, this guy is up there with your Michael Jacksons, your Muhammad Ali's.
Presley.
Elvis, that's the kind of level we're talking here.
Yeah, because I don't recall a death where it got that much recognition in recent history. And Ozzy Osbourne died a couple of days before him, and as big as Ozzy Osbourne was, it wasn't quite Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you honestly ask someone in the 80s, 90s, do you know who Hulk Hogan is? I cannot imagine somebody saying no. Unless they're a liar.
Aye. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, we're not talking millions, we're talking billions.
Yeah, so when it comes to like the biggest names in the world, he was certainly one of them. And you need to be special to achieve that.
No, you do. It's not your average person's going to be known throughout the 7 continents, man. There's people tuning in fucking igloos on Antarctica watching this guy.
I mean, look at wrestling now. The so-called top stars could walk down the street and they would have a clue who it is. You could say to the average person, "Do you know Seth Rollins?" They're going to be like, "No." Honestly, I think if I walked out my house and I spoke to the first 20 people that I seen and I asked them, "Do you know who Seth Rollins is?" I think you'd be lucky if you got 1 or 2 people that say yes.
No, absolutely. But if you asked them who Hulk Hogan
I'm expecting all 20 to go, "Oh, I know Hulk Hogan."
Yeah. No, literally though.
So that's the difference we're talking about here. Reason number 8, biggest name in wrestling history. I think this one just, it goes without saying. He's number 1 of all time. He is the biggest name. There's been a lot of big names, and there's huge names, of course, but Hulk Hogan sits top of that pile. I don't think that can be disputed.
No, it can't be. It's such a weird one, because he does feel like truly one of a kind in that regard, because you said it. He's probably wrestling's biggest star, but Austin's like WWE's biggest star. Of that, and to me that makes total sense though, because as big as Austin was, a lot less people are going to know who Austin is, in my opinion. And the same goes with like The Rock via his wrestling work. Obviously, The Rock's went into movies and that, but just based off of solely wrestling, man, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
The Austin just did not have the mainstream exposure that Hulk Hogan did. Nowhere close.
No.
Nowhere close. Now, The Rock has got, obviously, a lot more than Austin, and The Rock has become a big name, but still not anywhere near as big as Hulk Hogan.
No. Like, definitely not.
But getting into Hollywood and getting movies, that certainly helped The Rock. But it's not quite Hulk Hogan. Hogan, biggest name in the wrestling business, hands down. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter where. what company, which country, which continent. He was number one.
The red and yellow, brother.
So, is what it is. I mean, even in Japan, he was known as number one. But that must hurt Meltzer. That must really hurt Meltzer, because he likes to downplay Hogan and claim that he's nothing, and claim that he wasn't that big, claim that Japan has more... claiming that Inoki is a bigger star than Hogan. Well, even Japan recognises Hogan as the biggest star of all time, so I mean...
What a fud, though.
What are you going to say about that, Meltzer?
I'll discredit 33 million, but see $500,000 on Max every week, I'll bum like that, wouldn't you, though?
Number 10. Made the most money in wrestling. This is fucking undeniable. I mean, you take inflation into the mix. The money that this guy made, the money that this guy generated, absolutely insane. I mean...
Not the money he made. Look at the amount of money he's made all these ungrateful bastards today.
Absolutely.
See Roman Reigns getting $15 million a year. You should fucking give every single cent to Hulk Hogan.
No, 100%. Money's in wrestling because of Hulk Hogan. Money became big because of Hulk Hogan. I mean, Nash and Hall, they like to talk about the guaranteed contracts. There is no guaranteed contracts if Hulk Hogan doesn't exist. And the guaranteed contracts aren't coming in at the 7 figures that they were if it's not for Hulk Hogan. Now, I can't tell you how much Bruno Sammartino was wrestling for before Hulk Hogan came around, but it wasn't much.
It wouldn't be what this guy was on, brother. I mean, it's just everything about it. With the money this guy made, it's like, you're right, the guaranteed contracts of like going into WCW, the Ted Turner deals, they'd be non-existent without this guy. And this guy just transcended it, and Roman Reigns, whoever, they're all getting paid off the back of this guy. If this guy doesn't exist, Roman Reigns wouldn't even be getting fucking, 150 grand a year.
No, everyone is literally praised. Everyone was desperate to be on the same card as Hogan.
Just to get the money in.
I'll be on my... I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, people would have rather been the opening match and lost on a Hogan card than be a main event and win on their own card, because they knew they were getting more money if they appeared on a show that Hulk Hogan was on.
Yeah, and that's that. You'd rather that, though.
Because when it comes to gates and when it comes to making money, Hulk Hogan's the guy doing it.
But see, back then, that just shows you that the business wasn't full of marks. It was full of people that wanted to make a bit of money.
It's not like... yeah, exactly. It's not like today where everyone's just getting their money. It doesn't fucking matter how many... look at AEW, right? Look at the empty arenas. See if that was back in the day and you were making your money based on the gate, and the gate was like paying a huge part of your salary. These people would be fucked. But they live in this, like... They've got it... It's like a fantasy land, man. They've all got it good where they can just show up, not be a star, not wrestle properly, not cut a promo, and they're getting their money. No fans show up. Doesn't affect their paycheck. I mean, it was different. See, back in the day, you had to perform. You had to put seats. You had to put butts in fucking seats.
WWE lives off the brand. AEW lives off Tony Khan's wallet.
Absolutely. So yeah, made the most money in wrestling history, and not just the money that he made himself, not just the money that he made McMahon, but everyone who's made good money since then. You can thank this guy for it.
No, yeah, and I mean, you look how much money the guys would have been still making with just T-shirt deals, NWO, the red and yellow. That's another thing. Merchandise wise. Hulk Hogan, how much money did he make through that? I couldn't imagine that merchandise selling in the wrestling business would be anywhere near the same without him.
Jim Ross says Austin made $15 million in a year.
Yeah,
from shirt sales,
and that's insane.
So, Hulk Hogan was in the business a lot of years. So if you're just taking shirt sales, also Hulk Hogan had a lot more apparel than Austin. Austin was a guy that, yeah, you got caps and stuff, but it was mainly shirts. Hulk Hogan had a lot, from wristbands, tags, bandanas. There was Hulk Hogan foam fingers. I'm not saying you didn't get Austin foam fingers, because I believe that you did, but...
You used to get Austin soap as well.
Austin soap. But I think that the character that Hulk Hogan had, I just think there was a lot more merchandise you could make for a Hulk Hogan character.
Aye.
Being an Austin fan, it didn't really fit the character. It wasn't really cool, I don't think, to have a big foam Austin finger.
No,
but in the 80s, like, you could fucking wave your red and yellow foam fingers and it would not stand out.
You can just imagine how many action figures this guy sold. Fucking the 80s, man. That's the hottest action figure in town.
And could you imagine the other wrestlers, how desperate they would be to get part of, like, a duo pack?
A duo? I know.
Oh, a 2-pack? We hope. I mean, because people's not even looking at the other wrestlers. They just think, oh, we're getting Hogan and some other dude that I'll never play with.
Give me the HULKSTER, brother.
You know what I mean? So people would have been desperate for that. But yeah, massive. Made the most amount of money in wrestling and made everyone else money. So, is what it is. Reason number 11, influence on future generations. I mean, no doubt about it. A lot of people are getting into the wrestling business after Hulk Hogan did it because of the HULKSTER. A lot of these people grew up with the Hulkster being their favourite wrestler. A lot of these people solely got into wrestling because of Hulk Hogan. There is no doubt that he had a massive impact on every generation that came after him.
Yeah, not just wrestler-wise, fan-wise, man. We wouldn't be watching it, and the wrestlers, I mean, it's weird, but you hear guys like, I mean, Austin, Triple H, they're paying tribute to him, like, oh, you know, we were growing up, getting into the business, watching this guy, and we foot him. And it's insane to hear guys that are like, you know, big stars themselves say that about a guy.
Yeah, now listen, people, I'm not saying, Austin done the Lose Fest press, right? I'm not saying that people didn't admire Lose Fest or didn't admire Bruno Sammartino or Stan Stasiak and those guys, but no one was getting into wrestling because of them. People were getting into wrestling because they wanted to make money. And people were getting into wrestling for a career, for a job, for a you know that.
But see the Lou Fez press, right? Who's getting that over? Is it Austin or Lou Fez? It's fucking Austin.
No, it's 100%. It's Austin.
No one ever is going to do a leg drop, and you're going to think of them over Hogan.
But people back then were getting into the wrestling business to make money. People after Hogan were getting into the wrestling business because they just wanted to do what Hogan was doing. They wanted to. Hogan had that influence on them to make them become a wrestler.
Mate, it makes sense. So you tune in. I mean, how many of these wrestlers were one of the 33 million people watching?
No, but it is what it is. See, a lot of people the people before Hogan and the people that maybe came that were already wrestling fans, even the people that were wrestling fans right before the Hogan era truly took off, like you've got your Austins and stuff, your Kevin Nashes, they didn't get into wrestling necessarily because of other people. They got into wrestling because they didn't make it. And something else that they wanted, like Nash was like a basketball player. I think Austin initially wanted to be a footballer. You know, these are people that, yeah, they liked wrestling and they got into wrestling because it was like an alternative option. But there's literally people after the generations that Hulk Hogan have influenced have legit got into wrestling just to be like Hulk Hogan, and not because, oh, I've already failed at this or failed at that, I'll give wrestling a go. Because I'm big and I've got to look for it. You've literally got people solely getting into wrestling because of Hulk Hogan. And to me, that influence is crazy.
No, it is crazy, and that will continue on. Doesn't matter if it's 40 years ago or 30, 20, 10, today, 10 years. How many more people are going to get into it just due to this guy? It's off the scales.
Off the scales, buddy. Right, reason number 12, Rocky Free, Thunder Lips. To be part of the Rocky series, to me, that's one reason alone why he should rule. And it wasn't like he had a cameo. Wasn't like he was a forgettable character. Fucking Thunder Lips. An amazing start to Rocky 3. Arguably the best thing about Rocky 3.
Yeah. It's weird to think, though, that Rocky 3 is a couple of years before WrestleMania 1. Like, a lot of years before.
And he also made Stallone look like a midget. And we all know Stallone's not a small guy.
Yeah, it's like you look at Ivan Drago, big guy. Even fucking Hogan's bigger than Ivan Drago, and it just summed it up.
Yeah, I mean, if Ivan Drago stepped in the ring with Hogan, I mean, Hogan would be the one doing, "I will break you, I will run wild on you." Yeah, I mean, just massive, but no, Thunder Lips, great, just iconic. We'll never forget that opening of Rocky.
Yeah, and it was great seeing Stallone inducted into the Hall of Fame as well.
Absolutely, love Stallone, love Hogan. Love Rocky. I mean, personally, Rocky 3 is not my favourite, but the part with Thunderlips and Rocky is one of the best things about the entire franchise. Definitely up there.
Damn right. For me, I'd say it's the best part of the movie for me, and it's another. You don't get that role if you're a nobody.
No, definitely not.
I mean, I couldn't imagine any other wrestler getting that role.
Nah, 100% not. So yeah, Rocky 3, my favourite franchise of all time.
Rocky?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I love Rocky, can't really dispute that. I need to think about it, but it's definitely up there.
Well, we'll dispute it maybe on another video, but for me, there's not a franchise that has as many quality movies in it as this one does.
And Hogan played his part in it.
Now, some people might not like 5 and whatnot, but
I like 5. I don't know why people
I think 5's underrated. For me, I can't think of any other franchise that has that has as many films as a Rocky, and they have the quality of a Rocky. I mean, I love Terminator, but to me, it's dead after Terminator 2.
Yeah,
Terminator 3 is bang average at best. I refuse to put it. I don't even want to acknowledge it in the same category as 1 and 2. And then anything after 3, I've not even seen. I think I've seen Salvation actually, and it was shit.
Yeah, and the rest of them, man, are a wee bit woke there.
Predator. I think the first one's epic. I think the second one's pretty good. But I mean, after that, we're literally talking just trash.
No, absolutely. So.
I mean, and if you think of the other series where there's a shitload of them, they just like spiral out of control, and it's like Alien. Right, first 2, good, great. After that, shite.
No, you think of all the names that took on, like Rocky across the movies. I mean, Hogan's fucking right there at the tippy top. You know, you get Mr. T, Ivan. You know, you've got Dolph Lundgren, you've got all these guys. Carl Weathers. It's an insane list. And to sit top of those 4 is massive.
No, absolutely. I mean, Die Hard, I think, had 3 great first ones. I don't know how many they've got in total now. It might be 5. Is it 5?
It's 5. Don't be making any more. I mean, I watched the 5th ones. I actually like Die Hard 4. I think Die Hard 4 is pretty good. 5th one's shite, though.
But either way, yeah, Rocky. Let's get back on the Hulk Hogan topic here. Rocky is my favourite franchise of all time.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not. Rocky is one of those things everyone knows worldwide.
100%.
I mean, the theme song, and Hogan played his part.
Right, reason number 14. And this is not unlucky, but I tell you what, it would have been unlucky for McMahon if Hogan didn't exist. Put WrestleMania on the map, and I think it's fair to say, with no Hogan, there's no Mania. And if there was a pay-per-view or an event called WrestleMania, it would have just been WrestleMania by name. It would not be the WrestleMania by nature that we knew and what it became and what it was, because Hulk Hogan is the guy that made it. I think it was 9 of the first 10 Manias he main evented.
Yep.
Now, maybe McMahon could have still had a show called WrestleMania. Not denying that. He very well could have. But without Hogan, it's just an average pay-per-view.
And I'll tell you what, you notice the drop-off for me when he leaves and goes to WCW.
Yeah, until like the Attitude Era ones.
Yeah,
where you've got Austin.
Yeah, like I like
100%. Look at see from when Hogan leaves. See the Manias in between that point. Just looking at they don't feel Mania worthy.
No, I mean you've got like fucking Lawrence Taylor against Bam Bam Bigelow. I like,
and it doesn't pick up until we get Austin HBK, Austin Rock, and then that's when you.
I like 13, but it's still lacking big time, and but obviously Hogan's doing his business in WCW at that point, so.
Woo. Yeah, it's like. You look at WWF and you look at how important Austin was to the Attitude Era. And if you take Austin out of the Attitude Era, it loses a lot. But if you take Hogan out of WrestleMania, it's just another show.
No, it is.
It doesn't become this grand spectacle. It does not become welcome to WrestleMania. It's just another wrestling show.
And that's why I think Austin is second, because you look at see as great as Cena is. I do think without John Cena, someone else can fill the void in the Ruthless Aggression era.
Probably not to the level that Cena done it.
Yeah, no, damn right. Maybe Batista becomes the A guy and somebody else becomes the B guy that then would never know. Maybe Jeff Hardy gets well clear of the gear and he becomes that proper guy. Who knows? But you take Hogan out. You take Hogan out of this, man. We're not sitting here.
No, I mean, just look at the. You just associate WrestleMania with Hogan. I cannot think of another event that you associate with another wrestler to even try and make a comparison to the level of success that Hogan had with Mania. It's like Starrcade. Who do you associate with that? Nobody.
No, you don't. No, nobody with Starrcade. Not even gonna insult people by saying Bound for Glory, like, but
Yeah, and I mean, some people tie Undertaker to Survivor Series a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, Undertaker, even tie him to WrestleMania because of the streak. You can tie HBK to WrestleMania because of, he's Mr. WrestleMania. He puts on the best, and that's how he does.
Kane had the most eliminations in the Rumble.
No one's going to deny that. HBK is Mr. WrestleMania in terms of here performances. He goes out and he puts on the best match. But when it comes to actual WrestleMania and what's the one name you associate with it and what's the one name that made WrestleMania as big as it was, it's this guy right here.
No, it is. Him. I'd say it's him, McMahon, Taker. I think that would be my podium for Mania.
Michael's fourth? Or do you just think the match quality doesn't really have...
I mean, I don't know who would be fourth, but I think Taker's got to be there. When someone says WrestleMania, I'm thinking McMahon, I'm thinking Hogan, and I'm thinking the streak.
So I feel we should do maybe top 10 most important names in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, definitely.
It's mad though that we're putting Hogan above McMahon. But
Yeah.
I think that I do think there's truth to that. And I think McMahon would admit that.
Fuck, he basically
But here,
has.
you got just because we're saying Hogan was a bigger that at the end of the day, McMahon's still the one getting success because he's the one that put them together.
Yeah, no, then...
So that's not a diss on McMahon. McMahon is
put
the
McMahon,
it doesn't
Hogan,
happen.
Hogan. Yeah.
But because obviously, like McMahon at the end, he's the guy that's done all. He's the guy that's put all the parts together. So he is the ultimate in charge. He is the guy doing all this. But Hulk Hogan is the number one name, I think. But you give McMahon credit for putting the two together. It's just like you think of great combinations, great tag teams in the world. And I don't mean in a wrestling sense. I just mean like things that go together. Hogan and Mania.
Yeah, no, totally. And that Mania 19 match between McMahon and Hogan, 20 years in the making. What a fucking build. What a feud. And that is like the feud was just so spot on.
When you talk about matches that feel big, I'm not saying it felt Rock and Hogan, but it didn't feel far behind it.
Yeah, because the whole feud is like, here, you're trying to say I was the right guy at the right time, and McMahon's like, yeah, no, I created Hulkamania. Hogan's like, no, I created it. I didn't need you, McMahon. It was great.
And they've both got
And they played
points.
they played into like a real life
And it was
thing.
what was the last Mania match that legit felt big? I mean, legit felt big. I don't mean fake big. Like, oh, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. So, I mean legitimately big.
The streak.
Did it feel big?
I don't think it felt bad. Yeah,
I don't think it felt big until Brock won.
Aye. But then, it still felt big. Probably seen a Rock the first one.
Yeah, I mean, we even got Austin coming back and it just didn't even feel that big. Because, to be honest, Kevin Owens sucks. And, I mean, the fact that we didn't even know you were getting a match until it already started, that was bogging.
Yeah.
That was disgraceful. Just shows you how bad the booking is. Imagine Austin coming back for a Mania match and you don't fucking promote it until literally like a minute before the match actually rings the bell.
Should have been booked like Rocky Balboa, the sixth one.
No, but how disgusting is that?
No. Could have had months of build.
Just shows you.
Could have had a belt. Could have had a belt in the line. Could have had anything.
Right, reason 14. Number one wrestler in WWE history. Helped McMahon put this company on the map. Helped McMahon create what WWE became. Obviously, the number one in people's most favourite eras, the Attitude Era, and Austin is the star of that. There's no doubt about it. But I think when you look on the grand scheme of things, WWE or WWF, call it what you want, it's not just like a 4-year period between 97 and 01. It's a lot more than just that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's even before 85 as well. You know what I mean? But mean, from 80, it's like
the history of WWE goes back before McMahon took it over.
Yeah.
When it was McMahon's father. And I just think overall, if you have to take the entire history of WWE / WWF / WWF, if you have to take the entire history and say who is the number one guy, then for me it's Hogan.
Yeah, the years, and for pretty much the years, for how many years he did it for, and then you look at the reactions when he comes back in 2002. I mean, there's times we were watching it, man, and he can't get a word in because the crowd are fucking bowing down to him, going ballistic for 10 minutes on like random SmackDowns. You don't get that if you're nobody.
You stick a mask on the guy as Mr. America, man, the crowd are still losing their shit.
Yeah.
Stick a mask on some average Mexican, nobody cares. So, it is what it is. Reason number 15, number one guy in WCW history. This cannot be disputed. Him going to WCW, that truly changed the game. Him joining the MWO just completely fucking turned the wrestling world on its head. But there's no doubt about it. Him going to WCW, that was like a dagger in the heart of McMahon. And McMahon can say what he wants, but at that point he must have been shitting himself.
That was the turning point.
I reckon McMahon would have thought, fuck, I'm beat.
Aye.
I never expect him to come out and admit it publicly, but when Hogan went to WCW, McMahon must have thought, I'm fucked.
Yeah, because I mean, around the same time, you know, just before you're losing Savage, you're losing Flair, and it's like, yeah, all right, we can deal with that, but losing this guy.
And there was a lot of big stars in WCW. Like, you had your Savages, your Flairs, then, like, your Sting became a massive star. Bill Goldberg became their version, or their wannabe version of Austin. But it was always Hulk. It was Hulk Hogan that was the real.
When they tried to put someone, well, not really, they achieved it, but when they put someone over, who did they use to put the person over? This guy.
This guy right here.
Luger, Sting, Goldberg, etc., etc. It was always Hogan that was used. So I mean, see this whole gimmick.
Stick anybody in the NWO and they'll get over because Hogan's the leader of it.
And just when you fought in '96, all the red and yellows are getting a bit stale. Let me change it to the black and white, brother.
Speaking of the black and white, number 16, the NWO changed wrestling forever. Biggest faction in wrestling history. Often duplicated, never replicate it though. Hands down, the number one faction, and I mean, it really was iconic. The NWO, the heel turn, just insane.
No, it's actually.
I mean, people try and compare this Cena heel turn to the Hogan heel, and it's like, what planet are you living on?
It's weird. I think this NWO heel turn indirectly caused the WWE to win because it planted the seed for the Attitude Era. Like, as much as WCW benefited from it, and that's undeniable, I don't think WWE wins the war without this happening. Which is weird saying that, but, I mean, see, to revolutionise the wrestling business, to do it once is unthinkable. To do it twice is unprecedented. No one's done it before.
Yeah, and the NWO made wrestling cool. I mean, legit cool.
Yeah.
Maybe for the first time.
I mean, it's like I'm not saying the Horsemen weren't cool, but they were just kind of guys that wrestled with Ric Flair at the front. The NWO, they were getting celebrities, like that the NWO T-shirt, the theme song. It made it. You know, wrestling it went away from being mainstream for a wee bit, but then he brought it back.
He brought it back, right? Speaking of that heel turn, speaking of two iconic characters, let's get into reason number 17. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I mean, having one successful character / persona in wrestling is difficult. But being the biggest star in wrestling and then creating a secondary character that is arguably almost just as big, that's fucking insane. So yeah, this heel turn was absolutely massive. Not only did it create the NWO, but it created Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And Hollywood Hulk Hogan went on to be one of the biggest characters in wrestling history. And Hulk Hogan already had the biggest. So, I mean, most people can't even dream of having one decent character. This guy arguably had the two biggest of all time.
Yeah, biggest heel, biggest baby face. Not many people can make the claim to that. And yeah, I mean, just the whole Hollywood thing about it, that's just a great element. the whole black and white, getting guys like Rodman in, and like we said in the previous point, to change the business once is hard enough. To do it twice and to actually do it with two different characters, it wasn't just a heel turn,
and it created conversation, disputes. What do you prefer? Are you black and white Hogan, or are you yellow and red Hogan?
Yeah. And we've seen him change between the two in the future years, and you fucking love both of them.
And we haven't seen that.
I mean, for my personal preference, I don't know. Something hits different about both of them.
Almost feels like two different totally guys. Yeah. This is not just a guy that is doing a heel turn. It's not like Taker. Look, he's American badass. He's a face, but then he turns into heel, big evil, and it's it's a little bit different, but it's the same.
Yeah.
It's like Austin. He's face, but then he turns but it's still the Rock 1 minute he's heel, but then he turns into the face. But you can see it's like the same character. Hollywood Hulk Hogan just felt like a completely different character to Hulk Hogan. See if you take out like some of the catchphrases though, and if you take out obviously the fact that they look the same, they've got the moustache, the bandana, and the 26-inch pythons, you could think it was two different people.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and who would have thought just a simple colour change would go such a way to achieving that?
Yeah, so absolutely huge. Reason 17, the Hollywood Hulk Hogan character. Reason number 18, the Monday Night Wars. WCW, WWF, they went to war. There was one side winning in the war, and he was the number one general.
83 weeks, guys. I mean, it is pretty much stapled into Eric Bischoff's skull. Made a podcast out of it, and who led it? This guy. I mean, literally smoked the WWF for years on end. I mean, 83 weeks is quite impressive.
And everyone, you just assumed that WWE was always going to be the number one company. Just like people assume it's going to be now. Everyone just assumed that WWE was number one, couldn't be beaten. Hulk Hogan turns up in WCW. They go to war with Nitro, Monday Night Wars, and then all of a sudden, WWE finds itself not being the number one company, and it finds itself losing. And mainly down to this guy right here.
Yeah, you don't lose 80. I mean, it's not like 80 in a row. It's not like there was 83 weeks and we won 78-5. No, 83 in a row.
Yeah, the dominance to have 83 weeks in a row over your competitor is insane.
Oh, it is. You got
beating WWE was insane, and it was Hulk Hogan that was doing it.
He was smoking them. It was like the creation that McMahon came up with was fucking
being used against him.
Kill my creation.
So yeah, Hulk Hogan, Monday Night Wars, 83 weeks, beating WWE. Didn't think it was possible till this guy showed that it was.
See, as good as the Outsiders was, and I like Hall and Nash, right? See how big they went from just being in that handicap match with the mystery man. It's like, what's this all about? But see, as soon as Hogan drops that leg, and then you're tuning into Nitro the next night, it's like, holy fuck. They've went for two guys joined for WWF to like mega stardom overnight just because Hogan's joined them.
Yeah, no, he literally took those guys' careers to the next level.
It's like Sting was rumoured to be the guy, but it just wouldn't have had the effect.
Would have been good, would have been great, but just
and
wouldn't.
Hogan is a reason why I'm not saying Scott Hall wouldn't have been up there, but it's like Hogan is a reason why Scott Hall, you think, he's like the greatest guy never to win a belt, and he also elevated Nash. I mean, Nash without the NWO, you'd just be like, well, he had that like year run in '95. It was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Big Daddy Cool, Diesel. Yeah, no, he definitely elevated both of them. Right, reason number 19, TNA Impact. Now, people can say what they want about Hulk Hogan in TNA, and they can say he ruined the company, but there is no doubt about it that Hulk Hogan took TNA to new heights. Hulk Hogan took TNA to a level that it just hadn't seen previously before him. They got their highest rating under Hulk Hogan. TNA Impact did 2.2 million with 2.9 million people tuning in to the Hulk Hogan segment. And that was against WWE Raw.
Yeah. That
was against Raw. And they did and a Hulk Hogan segment on TNA had 2.9 million. The quarter with Hulk Hogan in it had 2.9 million going against WWE Raw.
And what's insane, it's 25 years after WrestleMania 1. Talk about staying relevant.
Yeah, and how else would TNA have... Do you think TNA would have just randomly decided to... no offense, right? A lot of fucking great wrestlers that we love went to TNA, but they didn't go head-to-head with WWE when Kurt Angle joined.
No.
Didn't go head-to-head when Christian joined. Didn't go head-to-head when Scott Steiner joined. Sting was there a couple of times, turned up, came back, made an appearance. Stinger's gone, Stinger's back, Stinger's full-time, but they didn't go head-to-head with the Stinger. Booker T came in, didn't go head-to-head. You know, all these great wrestlers that we love came into TNA, but there was only one guy that made them take the fight to WWE on a Monday night, and it was this guy right here.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, right, took TNA to fight with Raw on a Monday. But that prick, Tony Khan, doesn't think he was capable of taking the fight to NXT on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and listen, 2.2 million for the TNA Impact that went up against Monday Night Raw. Just think what they would have done if they just got Hulk Hogan in and they decided not to go against Raw. Now, I do get going against Raw got you some exposure, and that would have probably helped against mainstream with the fact that you're tackling the biggest company. But with hindsight, I wonder how different it would have been if they just decided, no, you know what, we're actually just going to bring Hulk Hogan in, we're going to focus on ourselves, and then maybe later down the line, go one-on-one Monday Night Wars with WWE.
True, but I guess you could argue, well, the reason why they got a big rating because it was his first appearance. If you wait 6 months, then go head-to-head with WWE, it doesn't quite have the same effect. But you're right, I don't think anybody could have did this level of number for TNA.
No, 2.9 million for the Hogan quarter, and they're going up against Raw. They may have been directly going up against the McMahon Bret Hart.
I think they were. Yeah, I think he was.
If I can remember, I think they were directly going up against McMahon Bret Hart.
I think it would have had to have been like, to get anywhere near that, it would have been Rock and Austin, but they have the benefit of just being, more recent. Yeah. And also, they would have been in a more wrestling. I know he wrestled the odd match in TNA, but to me, if The Rock goes to TNA in 2010, he's going to be wrestling.
Yeah, but listen, man, we've got TNA here doing over 2 million while going head to head with Raw. You have SmackDown going head to head with nobody and barely getting 1.4.
I know.
And we're told that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are these massive stars. We're told that these are the guys leading the company. Look at the ratings they're getting. And Hulk Hogan brings in over 2 million viewers while going directly head to head against Raw.
Exactly.
Just like the Monday Night Wars, though. As good as the ratings Raw and Nitro were getting, what if they were uncontested?
Yeah.
Most weeks, see if Raw was on a Monday and Nitro was on a Tuesday, most weeks those shows would have been getting 10 million each. I think easily.
Damn right.
See at the peak of the Monday Night Wars, Nitro and Raw would have got 10 million viewers each.
Easily.
Had they not been going head to head. And I just think you wonder if TNA decided to bring Hogan in and it had the same hype, and the only difference was they didn't go head to head with Monday Night Raw. I wonder what kind of rating we would have been looking at.
It would have been interesting, but I don't understand why people.
I think 4 million.
No, but people bury Hogan and Bischoff, right, for TNA and what happened.
I mean, ECW got what? Did they not get like 4.3 on the debut in 2006? Their premiere.
Yeah, but no, but why are people pretending, right, with foot like Bischoff and Hogan, that TNA doesn't still go down the fucking drain? I mean, you can see when those two left, that's pretty much when it went to shit.
People just try and blame it on, look, they killed it. No, it went downhill after Hogan and Bischoff left and after all the top guys in the company.
Look at the trends, right? Hogan leaves in, 93. WWE gets worse, undoubtable. He leaves in 2000 at WCW. He dies the next spring, literally, right? He leaves in 2003, and most people would say 2004 is worse than 2003, right?
Yeah, a lot of people stopped watching wrestling.
And for me, when he joins TNA, that's when TNA, I mean, the views don't lie, folks, it was his most watched, right? And then when he leaves TNA, it dies a death. So what's the trend? The guy's a fucking draw. And when he disappears or he leaves, people tune it.
Yeah, listen, TNA over like a short period of time, like 1 year, 18 months, they literally did lose all the top stars. They had a change of network, and that's ultimately why they went downhill. It's not because of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You take away all the top ex-WWE guys or the ex-WCW guys, and I mean, people ain't just gonna. We went from having like Kurt Angle as your main event guy, and people like Kurt, to having Austin fucking Aries.
Sammy Callahan.
Why do you think it went downhill?
I know. Ridiculous. But...
Right. Reason, unless you've got anything else you want to add there?
No, that's all I've got to say. I mean, they'll have a go. Oh, the amount of money they took. We know that's Dixie Carter's fault at the end of the day.
100%.
And it's the same with WCW. Like, they just fucking pulled the plug. We can't say they're not fucking worth the money. Honestly, man. Like, see the whole gimmick about TNA? Oh, they shouldn't have given them money. It was worth giving them the money for the ratings alone.
The Carters had the money. Pretty sure the Carters were richer than the McMahons. They just didn't really want to put much money into wrestling.
They owned energy.
Maybe if they fucking did, they would have. Maybe it would have been. Maybe the Monday Night Wars could have went a different way. But anyway, reason number 21. Already spoke a little bit about this earlier, but he defended Donald Trump. You take a shot at my hero, and he rips off the shirt. It's got Trump underneath. That to me.
No other wrestler could even dream of pulling this off.
That's a big thumbs up.
Yeah, it's a big thumbs up, but like, I mean, yo.
Does Hogan...
Honestly, there's loads of guys I love in the business, but I feel like any other wrestler trying to do this would have been cringe. And I'm not saying just replicate what Hogan did, right, and see what, but he does this, and I'm buying it. I'm like, holy fuck, this is 1985, brother. This is 2002. This is 2010. Hogan, you know, it just fucking feels like you jump back in a time machine.
But I suppose that is his character. If it was someone else, like if it was Austin, I mean, he couldn't do this. He'd need to, like, I don't know, toast a beer or something like that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like with anyone else, if they did the wrestling stick on the presidential, you know, debate stand, it would come across as a bit cheap. You know, if The Rock was like. Or
if Taker said he was going to dig a hole for the person that I'll make a grave, taking souls, digging holes.
I'll make you famous, Joe.
Person that took a shot at my president, I'll make you famous. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really work, but yeah, for me, this was this was a moment when I just didn't think I could like Hogan anymore, and any more than I did, and he's like starts fully supporting Donald Trump. I mean, this is not a soy boy.
Here,
this is not a guy that is going to want to import third world trash into America. This is not a guy that wants fucking creepy men in the women's bathrooms. This is, pun intended, a real American.
Yeah, and I do think Trump would have won regardless, right? But he's a guy that got Trump votes.
Well, fucking absolutely.
I mean, you like, we talk about, if this guy can get people, right, to tune in every week, millions, for wrestling, then he's going to get people to fucking vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, look at all these losers, man, that endorsed Kamala Harris. Who gives a fuck? What were you doing? What appeal have you got?
Yeah, no, but I bet there was loads of wrestling fans, right, from like back in the day that stopped watching, they loved Hogan, and they just seen Hogan rip the shirt off in support of Trump, and I went, fuck, I'm going to vote here.
No, absolutely.
And that's when you know you're a big deal.
Whereas Mercedes Moné, she can tweet, "Oh, go vote Kamala," but I mean, that's not going to get anybody.
Yeah.
And anyone who follows her is probably going to be like voting for that piece of shit anyway. So that's fucking irrelevant. I think Hogan could get some guy in his igloo. It could be some Eskimo sitting in fucking Alaska trying to catch a fish with a spike, and for some reason there's a magical TV just appears and he sees Hogan rip him off the shirt defending Trump, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I need to go and vote for that guy."
He took a shot at my hero.
So yeah, reason 21, defended Donald Trump. Amazing. Reason 22, financially helped his friends. Now, Bret Hart can say what he wants. He's a bitter bastard, and I have no time for Bret Hart. But to say that Hulk Hogan is selfish, to say that Hulk Hogan didn't help anybody, didn't put anybody over, he didn't try, that's just not true. Hulk Hogan has had a lot of wrestlers come out and thank. I mean, it's pretty much, you talk about things that got over, like the doesn't work for me brother thing got over, despite not being shown on TV or said live or being part of the show. One thing that got over was Thanks for the House. And Thanks for the House literally got over because of Hogan. Because people were thanking him for the house that he drew, because they were on the same fucking card. And I've heard I've heard Austin talk about this, saying that he used to say people that when he was on a show and they were bigger than him, thanks for the house, because he was recognising and acknowledging and paying respects to the person that was the main event draw on those shows that brought in the money, and these guys that were therefore on the undercard were making more because of the person that drew in the house. And that whole term got coined because of Hulk Hogan, because people were thanking Hulk Hogan for the house because he was the guy that fucking threw all the money. So not only he did, even if that was inadvertently, right, even if he didn't intend to do that, he did it. So he's inadvertently at least helped people. Also, Flair, when Flair was bankrupt, Flair's son had to have like life-saving surgery. Hogan gave him the money for it, no questions asked. Just gave him, and we know how expensive like American hospitals can be, surgeries can be. The healthcare in America is kind of fucked. So not sure exactly how much that was, but I know it was at least hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, even if it was $1.
Yeah, no,
there's no obligation for the guy to have to.
Yeah, no. Flair has spoken. I'm pretty sure Flair said that Hulk Hogan has given millions over the years. Flair has spoken that Hulk Hogan helped him out a lot, but one of the main times was when, because Flair's had a lot of divorces. He's had a lot. Unfortunately, Flair made a lot of money, but I'd say Flair's probably richer now than he ever was, just because
he spent it.
Yeah, because it's like
it's
been a while since his last divorce. Now, I know he was with that person Wendy, but I still think they're kind of together, even though they've kind of split up. And I don't know if they actually officially got married. But I think Flair's worth more money now because it's been the longest time between a divorce.
No, you're probably bang on the money.
So therefore, he's not had his money fucking stolen from him. And maybe his lifestyle now just isn't... Maybe he doesn't go out and spunk 40 grand now on a jacket like he used to every night back in the day. I mean, Ric Flair used to talk about partying and how he was never in, and how, I mean, X-Pac would tell you this guy would buy shots just to chuck them over his shoulder. So I mean, if you're spending that kind of money, you're going to be broke. You're not gonna be rich for long. But Hulk Hogan's helped out Flair, gave him millions. Jimmy Hart has literally had a career. Jimmy Hart has lived off Hulk Hogan. Guy has travelled off Hulk Hogan, and Hogan has paid Jimmy Hart out of his own pocket. Jimmy Hart, a lot of the times, when you see him in these companies, whether it be when he's been following around Hogan when he appears at WWE events, Hogan is paying for Jimmy Hart to be there. Hogan is paying for Jimmy Hart's travel. That's not WWE. It's not them doing that. It's Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan has paid Jimmy Hart, one of his close friends, out of his own pocket to travel with him and to be, I wouldn't call it support guy, but to be his wingman essentially. And Hulk Hogan's
man for the South.
And Hulk Hogan is paid for that out of his own pocket. And not many other people in the wrestling business would do that.
No, fucking damn right they wouldn't. And I just don't understand this logic though. Like where Hogan gets bashed for not putting people over. It's like, at what instances can we really say, oh, he properly buried him there? Like, no, honestly, it's like people look at like, oh, SummerSlam 2005. Who are we fucking trying to kid that in 2005 Shawn Michaels needs the win over Hulk Hogan? Like, yeah, I know he's full time, right? And but see, at that point, I mean, Shawn Michaels was like losing every match to Triple H.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember JR talking about it. The Roddy Piper deal with WWE in 2003 kind of broke down, and it was hard to get them on board because Piper, I can't remember exactly who it was, but Piper had somebody that he wanted WWE to pay, essentially, to travel with him. I don't know if you can remember who it was.
I'll tell you it wasn't Sean O'Hare then.
No, it wasn't Sean O'Hare. But it was a friend of Piper's. I think he was in the wrestling business. I just can't remember the name off the top of my head, but Piper wanted this guy to basically come along with him. He wanted this guy to be flown first class from show to show. He wanted him to be paid by WWE. He wanted him to get like a salary like WWE. I don't even think the guy was necessarily famous. It was just a guy that kind of like a manager almost, like a guy that took care of Piper's like bookings and arranged the transport for Piper. You know, a guy that would just get accommodation. It was a guy that took care of all that, and Piper essentially wanted him to have the same kind of deal that Jimmy Hart had with Hulk Hogan, because Hart did that stuff for Hogan. But what Piper didn't realise is it wasn't WWE paying Hart. It was Hulk Hogan. Hart was, I don't want to say personal assistant. Does that sound demeaning? We'll just go with PA, right? No, not really. Let's just go with the term PA. Hulk Hogan has been paying Jimmy Hart his own money. It wasn't Vince McMahon. It wasn't WWE. It was Hulk Hogan. And then you seen Roddy Piper wanting his version of Jimmy Hart to get that same treatment, but he wanted WWE to pay it. But Piper wouldn't pay it out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
Now, we can argue that Piper's not got as much money as Hogan, and that's fair enough. But let's not say that Hulk Hogan never helped anybody. Let's say that Hulk Hogan never gave a damn about anybody but himself, because he could have said to Jimmy Hart, well, fuck you. WWE's paying me. If they're not willing to pay you, then hit the road, kid. You know, you're good. Don't work for me, brother. No,
I'll carry my own bags,
you know, that he paid Jimmy Hart out of his own pocket. He could have told Ric Flair, that's your own son that needs surgery, life-saving surgery. You made your own money in wrestling, Flair. You're the one that's lost all your own money. You pay for it, but he didn't. He helped him, gave him millions, no questions asked. So, Ric Flair's Bret Hart's just a bitter bastard. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Yeah, no, fuck Bret Hart. There's loads of those interviews about Bret, like in 2002, and he's got nothing but praise for Hogan. What's changed since 2002? Because it doesn't make any sense. But that, I'm not saying Bret Hart's opinion of Hogan can't change, but his factual offence can't change.
Yeah, he can't say, when I went to WCW, Hogan buried me. Well, that's already happened. So if you're praising Hogan in 2002, he's already buried you in WCW.
Yeah. And also, folks, to wrap this up...
And they haven't worked together after that.
It's Bret's own fault. Let's say Hogan did fucking drop the leg and say it didn't work from WCW. Well, Bret shouldn't have left then. He shouldn't have held McMahon to fucking ransom to go to a company he knows where Hogan is ruling the roost.
That's the thing, but he said it already happened in WWE. He said it happened when Bret first won the title in WWF.
Yeah.
Hogan changed, didn't want to be his friend. So why the fuck did you think going to WCW, where the guy running things is Hulk Hogan, not Eric Bischoff? Why would the grass be greener on WCW?
Yeah. I know.
Bret Hart's just full of shit, is what it is. Right, reason number 23. Not only was he a huge star in America, in WWE, but he was also a huge star in Japan. He was a huge star in New Japan, and he was recognized by New Japan and the Japanese as Ishiban, which I believe is number one.
Number one.
In Japan. And I know we did touch a little bit about this when we were talking about Meltzer, but the fact that this guy is known as the biggest star, the fact that he has been called Ichiban, which translates into number one in Japan, that to me should tell you without a shadow of a doubt that he's not only the biggest star in America or Japan, but also the world. Despite what Meltzer says about Japan, the Japanese are even saying that Hulk Hogan was the number one guy.
Yeah. But that's...
New Japan are destroying Meltzer's argument, and he is doing his best to defend New Japan.
It doesn't matter where it
Meltzer's
is.
like a white knight trying to save a woman who doesn't need saved.
Look at like ICW, right? When Triple H appeared, it was like fucking God, because it's such a small time thing, and it's the same with Japan. Obviously, like New Japan's right. It's bigger than
much bigger.
It's much bigger than ICW, but Hogan going to New Japan it's like everything they could ever have dreamed of, because he is pro wrestling.
Yeah, and also he fucking wrestled in Japan. People go, oh, Hogan couldn't wrestle. You ever seen his matches? The guy was moving like a cat. So let's not pretend that Hogan was just...
Even if he was moving like a crippled cat, he's still fucking...
No, but he gets no credit. He gets no fucking credit. He actually did. But that just goes to prove, as big as he was in Japan, and as much as the Japanese loved him, he made his money, and he had the stardom, and he hit the real true heights in America. And what style did he wrestle in America? Look at the two styles he wrestled.
5 moves of doom style.
No, but look at it. And you know, in America, he wrestled the whole Hulk Hogan, you know, take a couple of moves, point the finger, couple of punches, big boot, leg drop. But in Japan, he's doing a shitload of technical wrestling. But which country and which company will Hogan be remembered? And which company did he ultimately achieve his mega success in?
America.
So that would just tell me that, you know, you doing technical wrestling and putting on great matches doesn't mean shit, despite what Meltzer says.
But Meltzer doesn't seem to understand that or get the grasp of it.
If you're talking purely on mat wrestling and skills and performance, if you're talking about like match quality in terms of wrestling moves, it is probably fair to say that if you're just basing it alone on that, on a star rating, Hulk Hogan on average would have higher star rated matches in Japan. But all his best and memorable matches are in America.
Yeah.
Where he wasn't doing leg locks and German suplexes and dragon hold sleepers and all that shit. So at the end of the day, wrestling moves...
He was doing punches and leg drops.
Wrestling moves doesn't mean shit.
It
fucking doesn't.
Matters who's doing it.
What matters is he's facing The Rock and you've got 80, 90,000 people in the Thunderdome, Sky Dome even, you know, going fucking mental. That's what matters.
Yeah. The moves don't matter. What matters is the person doing the moves.
See if The Rock and Hogan just had a move where they were doing suplexes, leg locks, sleeper holds, sharpshooters, figure fours, ground wrestling, mat wrestling, and all this technical shit, and they didn't do any of the and they done none of it. Would have been as good.
No, of course it wouldn't have been. But I don't know. People are just brain dead, man. It's like anything. It's like I could get up here, right, and start dancing to a song, but is it going to hit the same me doing it or like Donald Trump doing it? Of course, Trump's going to hit fucking deeper, and it's the same with Hogan. Him doing a fucking leg drop means more than Matt Hardy's leg drop.
And I like Matt's, but
aye,
not quite Hogan's, is it? Not a chance there, brother. Alright, reason number 24. He was a 12-time world champion, not counting any of his titles outside of the major two companies. So just WCW, WWE, 12-time world champion. And this was before they started handing out the titles like candy.
I think it was 6 and 6, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. But this is when you actually earned a world title, and this is when not just any fucking jabron got one.
Well, fuck, damn right. Now, some people are, well, what about WCW, brother? I believe he did get one of them from a finger poke of doom, but you know what? That's still fucking better than any title.
Yeah, but I mean, he won them all. He won all his belts before they started getting passed around like Sonny. So I mean,
it's a disgrace, though, that he only won 12. You know what I mean? Like the fact that this guy won 6 in WWE is insane. Just 6. And there's jobbers today. I mean, you're like, it's crazy.
I believe so the numbers are Cena 17, Ric Flair 16, Triple H and Orton 14, Hogan 12.
Aye. Nah, I couldn't even tell you who's after that.
Don't know, but pair 12 titles. It's good.
No, it's good, and he was the last guy to hold the world title when it was WWF, and the first guy to hold it when it was WWE, and I think that's a pretty fitting thing.
So, yeah, but you know what, man? You look at Orton and Cena. A lot of their title reigns were fucking not relevant. A lot of times they passed it between them, hot potato style.
Yeah, no. But if you look,
when Hulk Hogan won the belt at my heart.
Aye, and when he lost it, Matt, when he lost it to Luger, when he lost it to like Warrior, when he lost it to Goldberg, these big moments. These big moments.
I also seen Meltzer say, I know this is not really related to this, Meltzer says that it wouldn't have mattered if Hulk Hogan didn't exist because he thinks that Randy Savage would have been a bigger star anyway. And I like Savage.
I think Savage is probably one of the most underrated guys of all time.
And I think Savage is great, and I think Savage is genuinely unlucky that he was around at the same time as Hogan, and that in that regards he was always kind of being number 2, but there's nothing to suggest that Randy Savage would have been a bigger star than Hogan.
Yo, even Randy Savage, right? Didn't know the guy personally, right? But sadly he's passed away. If he heard fucking Meltzer say that, he'd hit my slap.
Pipe down, fucking Dave, Uncle Dave.
Because he's saying that, right? Like, it's just that easy. Oh, here, see all that stuff Hogan did? He could have done it. I mean, he's speaking about the two of them like they're Danny and Doug Basham. Ah, well, if he challenged for the Cruiserweight title, Doug could have just done it over Danny.
Yeah.
It does not work like that. That's not taking away from Macho. I think Macho Man's fantastic.
Yeah, me too, but Meltzer's just full of shit. And last, but certainly not least, and I think we'll just go with this because it's a fitting end. Reason number 25. Hulkamania. And Hulkamania will live on forever. Hulkamania will never die.
Yeah, I mean, it just ties into WrestleMania, Hulkamania. You think of Mania, you're thinking of Hulkamania. You're thinking of WrestleMania. What a slogan. The colours, hell, I haven't even get into it. It's fucking theme songs. Whether it's, Real American, Voodoo Child, the NWO, any of the NWO songs, man.
Yeah, I could have. I mean,
the TNA one's great.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to add additional reasons, I mean, the theme songs, absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
just epic theme songs.
Music lives forever. He'll live forever. He'll never be forgotten about. And I tell you what, see that WWE package they put up, like the 3 minute. That's like the best thing I've seen WWE do in years. That tribute package they did for him.
Is that the one that Triple H narrated over? Or?
No, not that one. No.
I didn't like that, by the way. And maybe I'm being harsh on Triple H, but does he need to be everywhere? It's like at the beginning, McMahon never put himself on the Now Then Forever.
Yeah.
But Triple H does. Now Then Forever together. Hulk Hogan passes away, Triple H narrates it.
No, the one it's just a song and it just shows you him from birth to current day.
No, absolutely.
All the moments of it. TNA,
but you look
which is weird because you think they would show TNA.
Yeah,
now?
I'm sure they could have done something, but I mean, I guess they're going to argue Hogan had so many big moments they don't need to necessarily include anything in TNA.
True.
But it's like, I think of wrestling, and you think of times that there's been like narration through like promo packages or tribute packages, and they've always it didn't matter who did it, they just made sure the voice was good for it. It's like TNA. No, they tend to do the TNA pay-per-views, and you got that guy with the voice. I think he's like some I don't know, Black Pirate or something.
Aye.
But you never knew it was years and years until you seen the face that matched the voice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that guy's not a big star because he's got a great fucking voice.
I say
the guy that
sports in the game. I mean, they don't need to see how he looks like.
Yeah, and they could have got anybody that just sounded good, but Triple H had to make sure it was him.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's 25 reasons why Hulk Hogan rules. I'm sure we could come up with 25 reasons why Triple H sucks, but it's not about him. It's about the Hulkster, Hulkamania.
Yeah, he put over Hogan, didn't he, at Backlash 2002, so I guess he's not that bad.
Aye, but he said he was owed a favour.
Aye, a big fucking favour.
Bigger favour than his nose, and I think he, carried that out over the next couple of years. Anyway, guys, that's it. 25 reasons why Hulk Hogan rules. Let us know your favourite reason. What's your ultimate reason for the Hulkster ruling, and we'll catch you in the next one. Rest in peace, Hulkster. Gone, but certainly not forgotten. And Hulkamania will live on forever. And yeah, that's it. Won't be the last time we talk about Hulk Hogan either, so stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.